Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and slap this exhaust system on here. I got it. It's called Diamond Eye Performance. I got an exhaust system for 96 diesel pickup. I just wanted all the hangers and everything to be in the exact same spots. It comes with a downpipe. It comes with a downpipe, a 3-inch downpipe, and then it expands to a 4-inch, 4-inch single all the way through. So I thought I'd get. I mean, this is a lot bigger than the regular 3 here. Let's see here. This is 3. That's 4. So it's a lot bigger. Anyway, from the cat forward, I was gonna have to. I got this from Flowmaster. This is a 3-into-4 Y-pipe. So I was going to throw that on there. Slap that together, and then got a couple of bins coming from the collectors. Nice, good mandrel bins, and I got a couple more of these guys to go right on these bins. And I got some straight pipe. So I can weld up collectors and shit. Then I got this flange. It's actually a stainless steel one, but it'll melt. So I'm gonna weld these guys and run gaskets, so I can actually remove sections of the exhaust. And it comes with this exhaust system. Comes with all the clamps and hardware that I'll need, but I don't really want to. To have it where I have to clamp it and then crimp it and all that bullshit. I just want to say when I do my transmission swap later on, I want to just be able to take a couple bolts out and swap the thing out, or drop the exhaust and not have to worry about it. So that's my plan today. And I got some exhaust gaskets. I got a couple of these guys for that goofy flange. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go and start unbolting my exhaust now, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, check this out. Ugh, my power steering pump is just blowing shit everywhere. Yeah, it's a fucking mess. It's just, anyway, yeah, I've been driving the shit out of this truck, but it's fucking dirty. So yeah, blowing stuff all over my ignition coil back here. You can see it all shiny on the fins, and yeah, it's blowing shit everywhere. So I got a new pump and a new lines and everything. I just haven't done anything with it. So not going to do much with the actual motor itself today, but hopefully I might have an addition right in here shortly. Stay tuned. Got her up on jack stands a little bit, make things a little bit easier. Same thing in the rear, but I don't have it underneath the axle, so hopefully that'll help maneuver the old pipe out and the new pipe in. So hang on just a second. In case you need a reminder, I've got Flowtech afterburner headers. Yeah, I mean, you can see how close the drive shaft is, so I can't really do too much in the future. I can't do too much of a lift before the drive shaft's going to bottom out if I have a differential drop bracket. So that's one thing to think about in the future. But I have the stock Y-pipe from Flowtech. I welded a flange on it, a 3-inch flange, and 3-inch muffler, or 3-inch header collector on it. And I ran my own, just straight piece of pipe down. I welded a 3-inch flange, a header collector gasket, or collector flange and a collector gasket and everything. And I'm just running out the stock tailpipe, just straight open 3-inch. And yeah, like I said, that's what I've got right now. So just straight 3-inch, that's what I've got now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and unbolt those 3 bolts, these 3 bolts, those 3 bolts, and these 3 bolts. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and start pulling things off. I'll try to keep it as complete as possible, but you know how that stuff goes. So, all right. This was my exhaust system. Like I said, that's coming from the Y-pipe, or that's the Flowtech Y-pipe. I did pull out my wideband oxygen sensor that comes with the sniper kit. I did have a piece of flex pipe in here to try to alleviate some stress on this joint here when the motor rocks and stuff. Straight section of pipe, and then the stock tailpipe going over the axle and going over, you know, the actual tailpipe itself. I was going to try to save these hangers the best I could, but I ended up just buzzing them off the Sawzall. It was starting to be a pain in the ass, so I just said hell with it. This one here, I actually had, so I could just slip right in, and it worked really well. So it was still supported. It still had support on it, but then when I unbolted it, all I have to do is slide it forward a touch, and it'll slip right out of the hanger. So we got to have the obligatory open header. Let's see here. Oh, there's one of the pipes. Yeah, we got to have the obligatory open header startup. So give me just a second. So you can tell obviously the stock system, and here's my a new 4-inch system, and this is basically what I'm going to do. Like I said, here's the diamond die. What is it? It's a K4102A-RP. Like I said, there's no muffler in it, and there is more pipe with this kit. I've got it over there sitting next to the bench. One of my buddies has a 6.5 turbo, and it comes with, like I said, a 3-inch downpipe and a 4-inch intermediate pipe. So I don't even think I'm going to need any of that at all, to be honest. The way the length is looking, I think I'm in pretty good shape not using that at all. But I'm going to weld these flanges so I can remove the system and use these gaskets. These flanges, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they're super high quality and whatnot, but $40 a piece for these bastards. Yeah. So that's yeah, that's a lot of friggin' money in flanges. But like I said, I've got new ones of these, just like I did before. That's Summit part number, which from the last time, I probably could have just cut those off and reused them, but hell with it. I just used new ones. So anyway, I was thinking about using these here too, and have my Y-pipe be completely removable. But I think I'll just have the Y-pipe all be one piece, just like it was there. So anyway, hopefully I've got enough room under there for all this stuff. I might start with the tailpipe and work my way forward, then see how much room I need for the Y-pipe. You know, like I'll move forward. I might flip this pipe around, face it that way, and then have that coming forward, and I'll cut off what I need or whatever. But I've also got another 4 foot of pipe or so that I can play with over here. Probably another 2 foot from here, that little section there. But the part where the downpipe bolts up, and that ball socket and everything, I'll go ahead and save that for my buddy, because for that stock, you know, like I said, for that 3-inch downpipe going into single 4-inch for his diesel. So anyway, that's just a bunch of empty boxes over here now. So I'll probably start by making some hangers and getting the axle where I want it, work forward from there, and then I'll work from the headers on over and see where I need to put my Y-pipe at, the black, that Flowmaster Y-pipe, and then connect them all in the middle. So, all right guys, so essentially I got, well, that's a 2x4 jammed inside there, trying to keep things level, and that's high enough, I think. I think I might be able to tuck it up tighter. Going over there, around the shock. It's pretty close to the shock. That's actually not even doing anything. Run it forward. Run it forward to, that's where the Y-pipe is. And I'm not really 100% sure exactly where I'm going to need the Y-pipe, but tailpipes look pretty good so far. I just wanted to know exactly where I needed to get the back end of the Y-pipe height-wise. So I might, that looks pretty close to the top, I think. Or the axle tube, or over the axle pipe, that looks pretty close to going over top the center of the axle itself. So when I'm loading this thing down and squatting pretty good. But as you can see, there's not a whole lot of room for play. Got a 1/2 inch. Over here I can fit my, well, got wonderful lighting today. You can kind of see my finger there. Maybe not. It's scrubbing on the top and bottom. I know I got fat fingers, but and that's also where this is flared out a little bit. But I think if I set my Y-pipe, I might cut this off a little bit, maybe about yay. I've got plenty of 3-inch that I can kind of piece together. This bend here is going to be tricky. This one with a 90 should be no problem at all. But this one here, I've got a 45 and I got a couple pieces, you know, I got a 4 foot long piece of straight pipe. So I should be able to make something work there. So I might just start with the Y-pipe, maybe, you know, maybe that welded seam about flush with the transmission cross member, and tucked up as high as I can, and then maybe set some blocks and get ready to, you know, then weld the flange here, or, you know, weld that flange here, weld, you know, cut this, weld it back there, and do the tailpipe section first, and then I can work forward from there. Once I know I have a set spot to go to. I mean, it'll be harder fabbing that way, but shit, I'm not really sure. I might end up trying to fab. I don't want to fab something up forward wise and then have my Y-pipe running straight into this, because from the bottom of my Y-pipe here. I have to go straight into this cross member, so I need to go up a decent amount to go over top. You know, so that's like I said, it's not going to be a simple a simple 45. It's going to be, actually that looks pretty damn close, to be honest. If I slide it out just that, I mean, actually from where it's at, you can see there's a decent gap here and it's touching on the other side. So I need to do a slight angle there. I was just guessing at the 45 thing. I guess maybe it's closer to a 60, but I don't have a mandrel bent 60, so I think I can cut those at a taper and get pretty close. So anyway, I might go ahead and see about setting my let's see how that close set. Well, there's no way that can work the way it is, because vacuum line going to the vacuum modulator is sitting right in front of the collector. So like I said, I have to do a little figuring, so I'll be right back. Just wanted to clue you in on some of the process here. Went ahead and bolted those flanges on here with a gasket. That's important for spacing and shit, because last time I did it with the standard gasket and I used those 1/8 inch thick aluminum gaskets and the reusable guys. Measuring things up, I've got this sitting on top of a 2x4 on top of the cross member. That should be enough clearance here for the vacuum line right there for shifting purposes. I do need to level this up a tad, but we'll go with it the way it is for right now. I did end up cutting the very actually it's pretty close to the intermediate pipe, just coming off of the turbo downpipe. So that's I needed just this little bend here where it bends to go over top of the cross member for the torsion bars. Anyway, then I'm going to end up using that bend and stuff. I need to cut it for length yet. I think that's roughly where I'm going to, you know, roughly height wise where I'm going to have it. I got some stacks of cardboard underneath here. I got like five pieces thick of cardboard that should have it pretty close to the roof, or to the floorboard, but still be off of this cross member. Like I said, I got this 2x4 here. That should keep it plenty away from the transmission cross member. I'm measuring up the cuts that I need to make here to make this line up with that. So I need to shorten this up, and I need to cut in a slight angle and weld this to it. So I'm gonna take some pretty precise measurements, I think. But this is roughly how I want it to be. Like I said, I mean, I can still scoot this over a tad if I need to, but I don't want to screw myself on this on my regular downpipe here, or my 90, which I'm gonna need, like right here, I'm gonna need like an inch, maybe 2, and it should be able to go in there. So I'm gonna work on getting this hard pipe first, and then work on getting the one with the 90. So I think instead of a 45-degree angle, I think it was probably closer to like a 60. So I'm gonna have to make up some of that angle, which if you cut both pieces, cut this piece and this piece at the same angle, they should be the same diameter. I could just weld them together that way. So that's what I've got going on here. I test fit my the rear downpipe, or the tailpipe and the axle pipe, and yep, I'm just getting ready to start doing some cutting and measuring, or just get ready to start doing some measuring. So I'm gonna go ahead and eyeball some things up, mark some things, and then go ahead and cut. I'm gonna mark several times and look at it and mark and look at it and mark and look at it. So we'll see how everything looks there, and we'll go from there. Just wanted to give you guys an update though, like I said. All right, guys, here's what I kind of have figured out for the pipe going before the Y-pipe. So this is coming directly from the collector. It's going in, and the Y-pipe comes in here. This is the passenger side, and like I said, it ain't the prettiest, but you know, butt welding never really is. Especially when you got a little bit of a gap here, you got to fill in some of that shit. So I am gonna clean up that little lip before I actually do any final welding. There we go. There is a little lip right in there. There we go. There you can see it. Gotta take a die grinder. That's partly why I made such a big weld down here, so I can grind off the inside and still be okay with it. And I'm gonna test fit this guy real quick, and then tack the Y-pipe in here. This will slip inside the Y-pipe about an inch or so. I left a little bit of play for that. And then I'll start fabricating the driver's side. I thought I'd give you guys a little bit look at the in progress Y-pipe here. Need to cut 1/8 inch off the top here, 1/8 inch off the top here, then cut a slight angle on a little wedge piece in the middle to make it fit, because it needs to come at just a little bit of an angle. And the middle piece needs to be about 1 3/8 inch, 1 3/8 on the top, and 1 9/16 on the bottom. So I'm gonna buzz that real quick, and then slap this, or finish up welding down here into the Y-pipe, and then I've got this flange to weld in down here, and that should be my new Y-pipe compared to my old Y-pipe. So, like I said, I mean, it's not in exactly the same place or anything, but that's the old Y-pipe, and this is the new guy. So, like I said, I mean, it should be, once everything gets whatever. That's what I got going on. So, give me a second. I gotta finish some shit up. Ooh, shit. I'm gonna throw a couple tacks on this guy real quick. Make sure it doesn't move on me while I'm grinding or welding or anything. That ought to be good enough. Edge shape here. Let's see here. I'll get stuff. Got a slight wedge shape here. Slight wedge here. Should be put those seams together. Give just a little bit of a bend to it. I don't know if you can see that very well, but a little bit of a bend to match up with the angle of the that 90 there. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and tack that bend together, bolt that collector on, and make sure when you're doing that, the lesson we learned last time, there we go, yeah, lesson we learned last time, put this on first before you weld that. On a regular, like a 2.5 inch collector or 2 3/4, you're probably fine, but you're going 3 inch collector to 3 inch collector to 3 inch collector, yeah, you need that. Put that on first. You're not going to be able to get it on there after you weld. So I'm going to go ahead and tack this guy, bolt up the other section of the Y-pipe, and see about tacking everything together, then bring it out, then finish weld everything. So that's kind of my plan. I hold it with my right and weld with my left. How about that? Come on, baby. A little bit, but there you go. There's a slight bend. I don't know, 10 degrees, something like that, maybe. Inside's all nice and smooth and stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, crawl underneath, test fit, put that on the collector, hook up the Y-pipe. I'm gonna tack it while I'm down there, and then, like I said, come back out and finish weld everything. First test fit, had to trim just a little bit off at the top side of the fatter side. Not very much at all, but it should be awful damn close now. All right, guys, I got kind of this flange over here kind of half-ass mocked up. This is, you know, this is what I had figured out for this. So you can tell this should, I mean, if you look at that, they're pretty much the same. Yeah, this is what I got going on. And this flange wasn't on the original Y-pipe. I added that so I could remove my or unbolt my exhaust pipe and stuff from it instead of slipping it on and clamping it and pinching it and shit or whatever. But my old exhaust was nice for a stock truck, but now I'm just making enough power that it's not gonna, I feel like it's restricting me. So let me finish up these welds here and around here and here, and I'll, well, hell, I'll take you along with me, I guess. The reason I'm doing it on the floor next to the truck is so I don't have to keep on moving the camera and the welder over the welding table. So the floor is just fine. I'm not spoiled. I guess I keep on getting notifications on my phone. I don't know how much of that last one I even got. These are welded to the Y-pipe. I guess these are individual collectors or whatever. They're welded to the Y-pipe, the front half of the Y-pipe. I got the 4-inch flange, the stainless steel flange. I got that welded to the output of the Y-pipe. Now I have to hit this, and should be good to go. Remember, before you do any final welding, even before you do tack welding, make sure you have your collectors or your 3-bolt flanges on, because that'd be a real pain in the ass if you didn't. You have to cut it all off and start all over again. All right, just a second. All right, guys, I'm not looking to win any awards, but ain't got no leaks in it, no holes. It's a little bit different butt welding exhaust pipe to each other than it is just getting them like this seam here, where one can slip inside. You see how it's flared out just a touch. It's still hotter than shit, so I don't really want to actually touch it. But I think overall, this will flow a lot better than that guy. Like I said, that's 2.5 inch pipe. There's nothing wrong with that, but I felt like I could do better, so I'm doing it. And that's Flowtech, you know, going into the stock catalytic converter is what this pipe is supposed to do. What the stock Y-pipe is or what this Y-pipe is supposed to do. I mean, there's nothing wrong with. Oh shit, you can't really. It's a nice, efficient merge inside there. Yeah, I mean, it's an efficient merge inside there. There's nothing wrong with it. But I was just looking for something a little more. So you can tell inside here. I did do some cleanup inside of here. Well, I welded where the pipe was. It actually looked pretty similar to that little lip there. Maybe a little bit worse. I did some welding and grinding to open it up and not have any flat edges or nothing. So the weld I thought would kind of fill in and have it be a little bit of a taper. So anyway, out with the old, in with the new. I do still need to weld this all the way around, and then I'll test fit this guy, and then I need to see where I need to cut that other pipe that goes over the cross member there. See where I need to weld it and put the other flange on. And but other than that, though, things seem like they're moving right along. I'm landing on a creeper. There is coming from the driver's side header over. It's a driver's side Y-pipe. I just have them finger tight right now, but that one's not even, whatever. I wanted to make sure that I can clear this vacuum modulator, which I am, you know, like, I mean, I've got room here. Right now, for a spacer on that my transmission cross member, I'll just have a 2x4 rested up against here. That'll keep everything nice and high and tight. You know, I got plenty of space, plenty of clearance here. Next thing coming back, I'm running into this cross member for my torsion bars. I've got this is a little bend. It comes from that Diamond Dive kit. So I need to figure out exactly where I want this guy. Like I said, I can lower the jack down and figure out exactly where I want it, figure out where I want to cut it, and then put that bend right in the middle there, you know, and weld that flange up. But while I've got it here, I want to see what it sounds like with the 4-inch exhaust on it. So I know it's just going right through the Y-pipe and stuff, and I don't even have my oxygen sensor hooked back up. I'm going to run it up there. But I might need to pull my header off to get that damn oxygen sensor out. It's seized in there pretty good. Anyway, I might go ahead and fire this thing up and just see what she sounds like real quick. All right, guys, I bolted this flange loosely. I cut this to length where I thought this needed to be. So I mean, it's pretty damn close. Now I'm going to tack weld this pipe to this flange. I've got it supported back there. I might need to start figuring something out and holding that stuff up with the jack. Like I said, I've got plenty of clearance here. Plenty of clearance. You can't really see. I promise. Where my finger is. Where the hell is it? There it is. I've got clearance here. So, I'm going to tack this so this is in place. It will move just a touch with an 1/8 inch gasket in there, but I'm not worried about that. I might just tack it real quick, put a couple tacks on it, and then go from there. But that's, you know, everything's all bolted up and stuff. Like I said, move it on back. All right, guys, here's the next piece. Here's that piece welded up and stuff, ready to rock and roll. Give me just a second. I'll bolt this bitch in and then test that smaller intermediate piece between, and then get ready to pop that the actual tailpipe. You can't see nothing from this angle. Yeah, get ready to throw the tailpipe on and the axle pipe. Now I made a mark right there. Instead of having that other piece that was flanged on both ends, I thought it'd be easier to weld that flange. I thought it'd be easier to weld that flange on a nice flat piece instead of a flared piece. So I'm going to go ahead and cut right here, hop underneath there, bolt this bitch back on, weld the flange on. I might just go ahead and weld the flange on now. I think there's plenty of room down there. Yeah, weld the flange on and then see about getting the tailpipe welded to the axle, over axle pipe, and then pull it down, weld a flange on it, weld it all the way around, stick it all back up there, weld hangers on, and then pull everything all completely back apart again. And I got a little surprise for you, and then put everything all back on, and I might have to pull that driver's side header off too. So I've got a lot of shit yet to do yet. Here's the stock versus 4-inch. So 3-inch versus 4-inch exhaust system. So I went and put some hangers on there and stuff too. Just welded some up. It comes with some hangers on these clamps and stuff, but I didn't even bother using any of those. So that's pretty much what I got going on here. Hopefully it'll flow better, which, you know, it's it ought to. Anyway, that's what I got going on, and now I think I'm gonna go ahead and well, I haven't finished welded the tailpipe and shit yet, or the flanges, so I'm gonna weld those up, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and slap a coat of paint on it real quick. Just to see how bad this shit rusted out so bad. I'm a little concerned about that, so I might as well. I was gonna maybe wipe it down with some shit, and I mean, this is a 30-year-old pipe. I expect it to be rusted to shit, but this here, that's only a couple years old. That might be 3, but still, it's not near. I mean, it's in pretty rough shape considering. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to finish welding from back there, and the clamps, there, and there are the clamps. And like I said, I'll go ahead and finish welding that up, and then we'll go from there. Hey guys, I just got to slap the coat of the VHT primer on here. I'm going to do, I know it's a little overdone, but hell with it, I'll just do flat black. I'm not too concerned about it. I did go ahead and grind a little on the inside lip there. Grind that down a little bit. So anyway, I was judging by how rusty that other pipe was. I went ahead and figured I'd go ahead and paint this, slap a coat of paint on it. So we'll my lens is cracked on my fucking camera. Awesome. Oh, need a new phone. Anyway, yep, this is what I got going on right now. I'm gonna slap on, like I said, some flat black. This only took 1 can. There's still a little bit left. I bought 2 of each. There's still some left in here. It's probably 3/4 of the way gone, maybe 7/8, but there's still some left. And I think it's covered good enough. So good enough. I'll go ahead and slap this on real quick, and then I need to see about getting that old the old there it is, the old oxygen sensor out. You can see it sticking out there from the pipe facing toward the back of the truck. I might have to pull the header out to do that, because it's I think I ended up stripping it out with a 7-point open box wrench and a hammer because it wouldn't go. So I've been running just the oxygen sensor bung in from my Y-pipe, from the Flowtech Y-pipe, but anyway, that's not really going to work anymore because I don't have a bung with me. I guess I could slap a bung in this exhaust system, but I'd rather run out of the actual header and give me a little quicker feedback. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and slap a coat of paint on this. This stuff's already dry, so I'm going to slap final coat of paint on this, and we'll see about getting that header out, or that oxygen sensor, that old oxygen sensor out, so I can put my wideband in there, and we'll go from there. All right, later, guys. Yeah, it's still pretty hot. Well, I had to pull my driver's side header off. Just got it put back on. I pulled my driver's side header off to get that off. Now I'm going to go and slap the Y-pipe on and go in order. So now I'm going to reassembly, finally. Y-pipe's in. Next. Next comes the intermediate. All right, I just got the oxygen sensor put back in the wideband. It's plugged in right here. Well, I guess I didn't have one of the bolts tight. And this is what I have. This is what I ended up with for a tailpipe. That is tucked up pretty nice, or pretty high, but I'd rather if it was down just a touch. But I guess we'll just have to go with it. I'm going to fire this thing up. I mean, it's not bad looking. It's tucked up, not quite that high, but I mean, it's tucked up in there. And it's black, so you know, it's kind of understated. Keeps with like the sleeper look. So I'm not too upset about it. I mean, you know, it is tucked up a little bit. There. So I'm go ahead and fire this thing up. You're recording, right? Yep. All right. First fire with the new exhaust. Hope nothing goes wrong. This ain't really the best time to be testing this guy, but